Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions. Don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter at https://www.morningdownload.com. Subscribe. Let's dive right in. In today's episode, we'll cover the cautious outlook for investing in 2024, the Fed's uncertainty about interest rate cuts, and the potential risk to the BTC ETF, the impact of stock market tumbles on job openings and national debt, the decline in tech stocks and GM's fluctuating stock prices, the expected rejection of the spot Bitcoin ETF by the SEC, and its potential effect on the crypto market, the wide range of U.S. single-family rental prices across metro areas, and George Soros's emphasis on financial success being determined by profits and losses rather than being right or wrong.
The Federal Reserve seems to be a bit unclear when it comes to cutting interest rates. While officials reached a consensus that rate cuts are likely in 2024, the recent meeting minutes didn't offer much detail on the timing of these cuts. This lack of clarity left investors in suspense and resulted in a drop in stock prices. The committee has decided to maintain the benchmark rate between 25% and 5%, but it's uncertain how and when the expected reductions will happen. Some officials expressed optimism about inflation starting to come down and a cooling labor market. However, many officials also hinted at the possibility of rate hikes if inflation doesn't cooperate. According to the dot plot released after the meeting, participants anticipate cuts over the next 3 years to bring the borrowing rate back to around 2%, but it won't happen anytime soon. In global news, Turkish inflation has surged to nearly 65%, with expectations of further increases. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund has surpassed Singapore's GIC to become the top spender. The Red Sea crisis has led to higher shipping costs, delays, and concerns about inflation. In the U.S., job openings have hit their lowest level since March 2021, indicating a cooling job market. The number of job openings in November was 79 million, slightly lower than October's 85 million, but in line with economists' expectations. Lastly, it's surprising to see gas prices in most U.S. stations dipping below $3 per gallon, despite the ongoing global situation. Some even predict that prices will go even lower than that. On the other hand, it's worth noting that the U.S. national debt has reached a staggering $34 trillion. It was another tough day for the stock market as the Nasdaq Composite continued its downward trend. This is the second consecutive day of losses for the index, and it's the worst performance we've seen in 3 months. Technology stocks took a hit as well, with big players like Apple and Nvidia experiencing a 4% decline in just 5 days. While some experts believe this is just a short-term correction, there are growing concerns about specific stocks. For instance, faith in Apple is waning, and many investors are opting to sell shares of Meta. However, there was some good news for General Motors, GM. The automaker experienced a 1% increase in U.S. vehicle sales in 2023, marking its best year since 2019. Buick emerged as GM's top-performing brand, closely followed by Chevrolet. Industry analysts had expected these numbers, as they align with overall industry sales projections. Looking ahead, GM is optimistic about the future and anticipates continued strong demand in 2024. They forecast total industry sales of 16 million units for the year. Despite this positive news, GM's stock did drop 16% during the day. So here's some interesting news in the world of crypto. According to a report by Matrixport, a crypto investment firm, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is likely to reject applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs this month. Now, this lack of certainty has had quite an impact on the crypto market. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have taken a hit, with Bitcoin now hovering around $42,000. Just 2 days ago, it briefly crossed the $45,000 mark. But here's the thing. Matrixport doesn't expect approval anytime soon. They're predicting that we won't see crypto ETFs being approved until at least the second quarter of 2024. And hold on to your hats because they're also forecasting a crash in the crypto market. They believe that once the rejection is official, we could see crypto prices plummet by around 20%. Now, it's important to note that these are just predictions. The crypto market is notoriously volatile, and things can change quickly. So let's talk personal finance today. Specifically, we're going to dive into the cheapest and most expensive metro areas in the US for single-family rentals. Spoiler alert, they're not cheap. With high mortgage rates, more and more Americans are leaning towards renting instead of buying. However, this trend comes with a price. A report from House Canary, a national real estate brokerage, analyzed single-family detached listings to determine the most affordable and most expensive metro areas for rentals. Let's start with the pricey ones. Topping the list are metro areas like Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Anaheim in California. Renting there will set you back around $4,984 per month. Ouch! San Diego and Carlsbad, also in California, follow closely behind at $4,862. And if you're dreaming of the Florida sunshine, you might need to shell out around $4,821 in the Naples, Immokalee, and Marco Island area. Now let's talk about the more affordable options. If you're looking to save some cash, consider metro areas like Little Rock, North Little Rock, and Conway in Arkansas, where the average rent hovers around $1,267. Or perhaps Montgomery, Alabama, where the price jumps slightly to $1,394. Birmingham and Hoover, also in Alabama, come in at $1,441. And for those interested in Kentucky, Louisville and Jefferson County offer rentals for approximately $1,492. Now, those rent differences can make anyone rethink their living situation. In fact, about 40% of Americans are planning to make a move this year. However, before you start packing, keep in mind that there are hidden costs involved. You'll have to pay not only your real estate agent, but also the moving company. Additionally, there's the cost of finding a new job in the new city. Moving might be more convenient if you already have a job or work remotely. Oh, I absolutely love this quote. It really makes you think, doesn't it? George Soros once said, "It's not whether you're right or wrong that's important, but how much money you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong." And you know what? There's a lot of truth in that. You see, it's not enough to just be right. Sure, it feels great when you make the right call or decision, but what truly matters is what you do with that knowledge. How does it impact your financial situation? Are you able to make money from being right? Or do you end up losing a substantial amount when things don't go as planned? This quote highlights the significance of not just being correct, but also being strategic and mindful of the potential gains and losses involved. It's about capitalizing on the times you're right and minimizing the damage when you're wrong. It's a reminder to always consider the financial implications of our actions and decisions.
On today's podcast, we covered the cautious investment outlook for 2024, uncertain Fed decisions, falling Bitcoin and potential risk to BTC ETF, fluctuating U.S. metro area prices, hints of rate cuts leading to stock tumbles, declining job openings and increasing national debt, dropping gas prices below $3, NASDAQ and tech stock decline, GM's mixed sales performance, SEC's expected rejection of spot Bitcoin ETF, leading to crypto market fall, the varying U.S. single-family rental prices across metro areas, and George Soros' insights on financial success. Thanks for tuning in to the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at Morning Download. Subscribe.